Hello, welcome back to the Mobile Motorbike Mechanic channel. I'm Steve, and today we're off to Birmingham to service a BMW G 310. So we'll see you when we get there. Right then, we've just arrived at the customer's house here. So BMW G310. So we're just doing an annual service on this one for the customer. So we do have the service light indicator on this bike, which we will need to reset. So we'll do that as well as part of the service. So let's get it fired up, get it warmed up, and then we can get rid of the oil and change the oil filter. That's the bike warmed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this small belly pan here, because we need to get to the drain plug in the bottom of the motor, which is down here, and we also need to take the oil filter off. So it's just 12mm 4 nuts. That's 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. So they're broke loose. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to use the electric ratchet. And there we go. So now we can get to the drain plug and we can get to the oil filter. And there we go. It's the oil draining. These two have a magnetic drain plug on them, so you can have a quick look to see if there's any undue big chunks of metal or anything. That's looking fine on there. So we'll get a new sump plug washer, we'll let that drain out, and then we'll change out the oil filter. In order to get all of the oil out of this bike, what we're going to do is we're just going to pop it on the side stand, because you'll suddenly see a lot more oil come out of it when we put it on the stand. Just tip it over. There you go, you see. And you get, just makes sure that all the oil comes out of the bike. So we make sure that we get a proper flush of oil. Okay, pop the seats off whilst the oil's draining, and yeah, there we go. There's our service sticker from last year. So 368 miles the customer had done. So let's just see what he's done this year. He has done 410. So he's only done 42 miles since last year. So not very far at all. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of last year's service sticker and we'll get a new one of those for him. That's all the oil drained out. So we're down to a single drip. So we'll get the sump plug refitted. Clean. Just talking of the job done. We'll pop it back on the stand, and then we can get the oil filter removed. We'll just use a little filter wrench tool. There we go. It's coming off now. There we go. So whilst these draining, we'll get on and we'll check the tyre pressures, we'll check the brakes, we'll check the wheel bearings, we'll check the swing arm bearings, we'll check the headrest bearings, we'll check the lights, the indicators, the horn. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so that's 20 psi, it's a bit low, so we'll pump that one up. Again, 24 psi, so again, a bit low. Put some wind in those for him. So we'll go 36 in the rear and 32 on the front. There we go, just on 36. We'll do the front to 32. Should handle a bit better then. Go, 32. Right, that's good. Let's weigh again. Remember to like and subscribe. Tell us what you want in the comments as well. If you want to see a truck tour, if you want to see a tour of our mobile toolbox, let us know. Let us know if you'd like to see inside it a bit more. We can do a toolbox tour. And let us know if you like what the content so far. Right, so we've got the old Mali, whatever you want to call it, oil filter there. We've got a brand new one. As you can see, it is a BMW motorcycle oil filter, so this is genuine approved part. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lubricate the O-ring with a bit of engine oil. And all you're doing that for is so that when you come to fit the oil filter, it doesn't tear this seal, and also so that will make a nice seal against the front of the engine where the oil filter fits. Trick for new players: when you take the old filter off, just before you fit the new filter, make sure that rubber seal is on the filter and not still on the engine. On some engines, on this one it's nice and easy, you can see it, it's there. On some engines you might be on a recess at the back or in the middle, not very easy to see. And obviously if that rubber seal doesn't come out, you're then into all sorts of trouble when you put the new filter on, because then you're on a seal rather than on the actual engine. So we'll fit that now. Just screws on until it sits. That's where it sits there. All I'm going to do, screws on, that's where it sits, and then I'm going to go for one full turn, so I want this back up the top. Just about. That'll do it. That ain't going to come off. And that's how we fit the oil filter. So just give the bottom of that engine case a little clean, because there'll be a drip there. Inside. There we go. No drips of oil. All happy there. Sump plug's been replaced, new washer on. So what we'll do is we'll refill the bike with oil. You can see the maximum, the minimum and the maximum marks on the actual side of the engine here. But we'll refill to the maximum line. We'll then start the bike up, run it for 10 seconds. The oil level will drop because obviously there's oil in the engine and we need to fill the oil filter up. Let's get some oil in the bike. Right, standard BMW, so the filler's on one side and the oil sight glass is on the other, which is a bit of a pain, but we'll chuck a bit of oil into it. This takes around just under 1.5 litres of oil on your little engine. So what we'll do, chuck a bit in, go and have a look at the sight glass, chuck a bit in, look at the sight glass until we get to the right level. We're slightly above the maximum mark there, but that's not the end of the world because we haven't filled up the oil filter and the oil hasn't circulated through the engine. So what we'll do now is we'll start the bike up, we'll let it run for 10 seconds, shut it off and let this find its level. Then the oil filter will be full, all the oil galleries will be full, and we'll see what the level is on that. Right, we'll just start the bike up and run it for a few seconds. That's good, we've got no oil pressure warning lights on the dash. And as you can see, all the oil's disappeared. So we'll just leave that for a second, let the oil drain back down into the sump, and we'll see where we're at with the level. So it's been a couple of minutes, and as we can see, the oil level now has dropped, and we're halfway between minimum and maximum. So we'll chuck another couple of 100 mil in there, make sure we're up to the max, and then that'll be the oil done. And there we go, that's the oil up to the maximum mark, so we're all good there. Right folks, so we've checked the bearings, we've checked the tyre pressures, we've done the oil, we've done the oil filter. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run the bike for a moment and check for any leaks out of the sump plug, out of the oil filter, make sure that's all good, and then we'll pop the little belly pan back on again. Right, so we haven't found any leaks, the oil filter is not leaking, the sump plug's not leaking, we're all good. We know where oil level is bang on where it should be, so we'll pop this little belly pan back on again. Okay, that's the service basically done. We've checked the brakes, we've checked the tyres, we've checked the wheel bearings, head race bearings, swing arm bearings, shock bearings. We've lubricated the chain. Just need to check the lights. So you can see headlights working, the rear lights working there. We've got indicator, 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 brake light, and horn. Okay, so all the electrics are working as well. We've cleared the service light. ABS light flashes until you're moving, so don't worry about that. But we've cleared the service light for the customer as well. So that's us all done here. So, hope you like what you see. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you want to see us do a toolbox tour of the van, and we'll see you on the next one.